demo for you the plumber block. I know it looks crazy and I know you think it's difficult, but if you look at the first page, it tells you what you're really going to use or what you should focus on. And so to create this part, you're going to need the extrude contours from a sketch, extrude with the cut option, and fillets. So in other words, what they're saying is all you're going to need to create this part is the extrude feature and the fillets. Okay. So first of all, you want to double check to make sure that your the drawing that they gave you is the same as your sheet. So what I like to do is I like to come and I want to double check so I can see where sketch 1 is and check my measurements. They look good. The other reason that I'm checking the sketches is because that's going to help me in determining what to extrude and when. And so I'm looking at sketch 2. It's highlighted in red. That dimension looks good. So what I want you to notice about this other sketch is that if you see, it's right in the middle. And that's going to come into play a little bit later when we start to extrude. But let's see if the dimensions are correct. These dimensions are correct. And then the last sketch is actually the holes that are in the plumber block. And so those are correct. So now that I've checked all my sketch, I can now start to use extrude. So you want to make sure that you're looking at your spec sheet. So the sheet that the instructions, because it's going to tell you exactly how much you need to extrude. So on the ends in sketch 1, we need to extrude this, and this is the thinnest part on here. So we want to come and we want to extrude just that part, just sketch 1, and we need to extrude that 5 millimeters. Okay, so now we're beginning. So that was sketch 1. The next thing is we want to extrude the middle section. That's the thickest part. So let's come to sketch 2. We can see where there it is. We want to hit extrude. Make sure we select sketch 2. And for some reason, it defaults to cut. We don't want to cut this out. We want to join. And we want to go from the bottom and we want to extrude this 45 millimeters. Okay. So if we look at it, we're getting pretty close to the shape that we need. If you look, you can see that purple. That was that funky little sketch that we had. That's going to be the section that we cut. And remember, I told you to pay attention that it was in the middle. Here's why. Okay, sketch 3. This is what we're going to cut. And so just double checking, I can see that the total depth of this is 45. This is exactly what we want. So let's come to extrude. Let's make sure we highlight sketch 3. We want to cut. I'm going to take it from distance and I'm going to change it to all. But notice what happens. It's only going to do half. So you say, oh, wait, let me change the direction. It's only doing the other half because the sketch is in the middle. So what you want to select is the one that says, I want to divide it from the middle and go out. So you want to select the last one because now it's going to cut on both sides of the sketch. And I want to cut all. Okay. So now we have our section that's cut out. We're almost there. So the next thing we need to do is we need to cut out these holes. Okay. So now that we see sketch 4, it tells us that the depth of the hole is 20 millimeters. So I'm not going to use the hole feature, but I am going to use the extrude feature. And I'm going to click on both the circles. So now you can see that this is a join. We actually want to cut it. It defaulted to 45 because that was the last measurement that I put in. I want to take this and I only want to go down 20 millimeters. I'm going to change this to 20. So it's only going to cut down 20 millimeters and okay. So you can see that it does go down, but not all the way through. We're almost there. So if I were to look at my shape here and here, or on this line, we have a fillet. And for me, I like to make sure that I can get that corner. So I want that corner, and I want that corner, and I want to make sure that that fillet is going to be a radius of 5. And so let's make sure that is a radius of 5. And so I can click, see the radius is 5. Click apply. And then I can exit out. And if I were to raise this up and look at this, and maybe give it a turn and say, hey, does this look like the image that they gave me? And when I look at this and I go home, it does. And so that was your demo for Plummer block. Happy part modeling.